Welcome to Business Talk here on Business Tech with me, Michael Avery. And I think the one thing we've all come to realize by now is that working smarter, not harder, is that the way we're going to emerge from this pandemic. Technology has shown us that we can collaborate with teams away from the traditional office, we can be more efficient, and we can be more productive at the same time. And this is something that I touched on with my next guest back in May, I think it was, Viresh Harduth, VP Small Business for Africa and Middle East at Sage. Viresh, great to chat again. And it feels like a lifetime ago already that we were chatting about this issue of productivity. Now, Sage recently announced VAT eFiling for Sage Business Cloud Accountants Edition. Who is this available to, and what does this enable the user to get out of the product?
Hi, Michael. Thanks for having me on again. It does seem like a long time since we spoke. Yeah, we're very excited. VAT launched its VAT 201 in August, and it's available to all accountants using the Sage accounting software. What it does, Michael, effectively is it automates VAT submissions for accountants, and it's one of the biggest pain points our accountants in our ecosystem have expressed to us. It's a very manual process, so we've put efforts into automating it, and it's been very well received.
It must be one of the biggest pain points for accountants is those manual VAT submissions. So if you're going to automate that, I'm sure it's revolutionizing that process for accountants out there. And really, it is all about Sage's mission, which is about streamlining compliance. That's certainly what you built your purpose around. How does this digitized process actually impact accountants? Just give us an example.
Sure. So to your point, and you said it really well, is obviously with the solution, it allows an accountant to prepare, submit, and then track the VAT 201 submissions without leaving the core application, which is the Sage Business Cloud, which means they don't have to log in and log out. What that means for an accountant is effectively it saves time, makes them more efficient. It also reduces errors. And if you look at an accountant practice in terms of their customers, anything that can save an accountant time and give them peace of mind around efficiency allows them to do one or two things. It gives them time to focus on additional services to the existing base, and it allows them time to actually increase their base. So in that way, we living up to our visions and values of making compliance and software seamless, but it's also allowing giving tools to the accountants to help build their practices. So in that way, it's a win-win for everyone.
Absolutely. And if you're automating, you're minimizing those errors. When it comes to tax, that's the last area where you want to be making any error with when it comes to SARS. Now, I don't even want to get stuck on the whole stoppers and VAT refunds issue. You previously mentioned Sage Business Cloud. What are the benefits to this regarding VAT e-filing?
So it works into our larger commitment around the Business Cloud. And if you look at the last few offerings we've had, Michael, it is around making and automating the pain points and the ask from our customers. So we have auto entry, which automates the data capture. And that's one of the feature sets. And the last time I was on, we spoke about our direct bank feeds with F&B. And that automates transactional value. So we had two massive releases in 21 that's focused on automation. VAT 201 e-filing forms part of that. Now we've automated the VAT submission. So we committed to continuously look to reducing manual operations and to reduce the admin burden on customers and accountants. So it fits in nicely to our value prop, and all of this happens obviously in our cloud platform.
It's amazing what one can do with the cloud at the moment. I'm a journalist and doing deadline transcriptions of interviews for print, and I was like, oh, what do I do now? I can use the cloud to access some of the best API out there in transcription, and at a very, very low cost. And you mentioned data capturing using auto entry, the automate bank feeds. It's that partnership with F&B Direct, and you're building this entire ecosystem here for small businesses, which is a huge value proposition at this time. Just one last question before I let you go, Viresh. What are you seeing amongst your client base at the moment as we emerge from the pandemic and we're now in level 1? We hope we don't go back into a lockdown into December. Are the small businesses starting to thrive again?
It's a great question, Michael. We just released a survey. We did a report around small businesses, and it captured what small businesses were feeling and how their outlook is. And it's very insightful. I think the document is available online. But effectively, there's a good portion of small businesses that feel they've become more robust because of the pandemic, meaning they've stripped down most of the fat. They've adopted new tech. The one thing that was concerning, a significant portion did feel like they were living month to month. And I think to what we're talking about here is the pandemic put a spotlight obviously on how you run your business and it made it more difficult. So we are seeing a more optimistic view, but there is still a significant portion of small businesses, either based on where they're located or the technologies they adopted, where they feel still at risk. But I think the general feeling is level one has seen an uptick, which is great. But I think the fundamentals going into COVID and the duration of this impact has definitely, we're still seeing record business
Mm.
closure numbers. So I think positive in terms of the ones that survive it, they will be stronger. But there's definitely been an impact that we're all going to have to help. And that's why I always call out in any of these things is we all can play a part by supporting a small business. So, I mean, even if it is a case of having a conversation with them and asking them, how do they do X, Y, Z? All of us are exposed to a lot of stuff. Wherever we can help, and genuinely by also helping with the wallet, we all going to play a part in the recovery. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think at this time of year as well, we're heading into Black Friday, Christmas shopping, all of that. Go and support a small business in South Africa with your gifting or whichever part of your festive season spend to make sure that some of it goes to a small business as well. Viresh Harduth, VP of Small Business Africa, Middle East at Sage, with this new product that really helps accountants use their time more effectively. It streamlines VAT submissions. And really, that is the bottom line when it comes to small businesses. It's doing more with less here on Business Talk.